Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have Jason Tartick making some ripples on the internet. Responds to a question, where is Kaitlyn? He employs the use of sarcasm to say, oh, I'll tell you where she is. I'll give you her latitude and longitude. We might as well have a tracking device. Can we get a tracking device for Kaitlyn? Hey, somebody call Colton Underwood. We're going to need a tracking device. Let's get some duct tape and put... Okay, no, you can't track people's cars unless you own that car. So what you could do is Jason could gift Kaitlyn a car and then track it. But of course, what we're talking about here is all the rumors online that Jason and Kaitlyn are working out. Where are they? They're not seen together. They're traveling separately. Good grief, folks. So look, let's just clear the air here. They don't owe anybody anything. They don't owe anybody a response. He can give a sarcastic response if he wants to, but this is non-stop. It's non-stop with Tasha and Dale and Claire, and it just goes on and on and on. So I'm assuming that content creators, business folks that from the Bachelor world, they just say, you know what? No, I'm not going to tell you any longer. And if they are not to work out, who cares? It's not our lives, right? But we're going to play his response here. I'm going to get to that in a second. I have some other things I wanted to get to. I'm going to do that right now. I just wanted to respond quickly to this comment I got. I interviewed Two Black Girls, One Rose, the podcast, which, by the way, I called it Two Black Girls, One Podcast accidentally in my intro. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Two Black Girls, One Rose. We discussed charities upcoming season and a litany of other things. But as you know, when I make a thumbnail, I have to be very content driven. The thumbnail has to be something people are going to click on. That's why I never have thumbnails of me. I'm never in the thumbnail unless it's a Driving with Dave video. So for this, I put a noticeable thing that is going to be happening, which is let's talk about will the upcoming season of The Bachelorette be any different than past seasons? And it's performed very well. But I got this one comment from Debbie. I want to read it to you guys. It's about damn time, Dave Neal. It's about damn time, Dave Neal. Haven't seen a black or any person of color on your show since you invited your quote-unquote black friend on to discuss Matt James' disastrous season. Has the whitest Bachelor Nation podcaster woke up? Now, invite people of color on when the lead is not a person of color. Now, look, here's the deal, right? And I responded, Debbie, really? I'm the whitest Bachelor Nation podcaster? Odd comment. You have no clue who I've invited to be on the show. And I edited that because I swore. I edited the F word, and I was like, let's take the F word out. And look, when I guess you're accused of being racist or whatever, I don't know what the accusation is here. It can be very easy for people to be defensive and fragile and this and that. So without coming off defensive, I would just like that person. I mean, they have no idea the amount of people I've reached out to. Rachel Lindsay, she is 100% on my list of folks that I'm trying to get on Driving with Dave. I'm trying to buy a Tesla Model Y, so I'm trying to get the nicer car so I can have like higher production value for bigger guests, things like that. But this person has no idea what goes into content creating. I almost never invite anyone to be on my show. It's usually a collaboration with other podcasters or recappers or who's in the know who wants to be on, but no clue whatsoever to the sort of backdoor conversations that happen to get people on the show. She's assuming I'm just turning away folks from being on the show. Absolutely ridiculous. I think there was a compliment in there anyway, but okay, I have another wild comment I wanted to share with you. This is something I posted on Patreon, and I post a lot of these on Patreon because I don't like to give them too much attention here, but they are kind of funny. So before I get to the Jason Tartick part of the story, I just want to read this for you. This was a compliment someone thought they were giving me. Dave, I tried to watch YouTube in the past, but this new podcast is so much better. Great. I love a good compliment. That's amazing. Except your fondness for Katie Thurston in the Batch Girls. And then this person went on to say why I shouldn't be friends with Katie Thurston and why I shouldn't be friends with Stephanie from She's All Batch. Why would you support their horrible opinions? It's not like you. I like your Rush Hour pod, but please do not support ones like Katie, parentheses, low life, and She's All Batch, which is opposite of what you portray. Please don't be Hippocratic. Hippocratic, of course, is a word. It's just not the word. And my response was, the irony here is that your comment is very negative. They are my friends. So I just pointed out that her comment was very negative, and then her response to this was, where we get interesting. And I'm sharing this because I truly believe some people just don't realize how they come off. So this person wanted to control who I'm friends with and who I talk about and support because they don't like that there might not be 100% of a positivity rate with the other people, right? OMG, wow, my comment was a compliment to you. They are your friends. Irony? Character? Katie lies. Wrongfully bashes many of the men on her season. Truly a waste of a season. All batch girls do is look for negative and bash AL. I don't know what AL means. Time to listen, Dave. Sincerely. She's just throwing in quotation marks. Thought I respected your even-keeled views and kind way. Appears to be my mistake on your character. I will remove myself from recommending to friends in future viewing your podcast. My comment was sincere and honest. I know your comment was honest, and my response was as well, which was, you're being negative. These are my friends. Who would I be if I didn't support my friends, even if my friends aren't perfect? We need to live in a world where we're not just attached to perfection. So we can have friends that might not get it right. Maybe Katie Thurston didn't get it right about Thomas. Thomas seems to be a nice guy. She was flying blind. She was expecting that the guys that were telling her Thomas was a bad guy had her good intentions. You know what I mean? So I'm supposed to blame her for that? Come on. So my response was, I appreciate the compliment to me, but I'm just saying it was very negative towards my friends. Just have grace for them, as your Instagram handle says. They mean well. Because, of course, this always comes from someone's Instagram handle that's like, live, laugh, love, grace, respect. And it's always just the absolute opposite. Now, the truth is, this is probably somebody who doesn't have all of their, I don't know, crayons in the crayon case. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're using a lot of quotation marks. There's a lot going on here. And it's just my chance to respond to folks that I'm not blasting this person if they're still watching my channel. I'm just telling you, you have to understand that we're not all perfect. And I don't strive for perfection. And I don't strive for my friends to be perfect. We're all trying our best. And maybe this comment can relate back to the Jason story, which is, you get these all the time. Now, Jason's got 1 million followers, whatever they have. I've got a very humble, very small following. But these comments sneak their way in, and it's almost impossible to respond to them in any way whatsoever that's going to reach the person that reached out to you in the first place. So here's what Jason has to say.
It's currently 6:09 p.m. Central. Happy 6:09. At this current state of moment, she is currently at quadrant 11 by 11 longitude and 19 by 45 latitude, seeing her godchild Chandler with her best friend Kat Campbell at roughly around 8:01 with 4 seconds. She'll pull back into our driveway at roughly around 8:37. After seeing the dogs throwing the ball and coming back in, she'll pour her first glass of Spade and Sparrows at roughly 8:54. We're going to take our first plate of dinner tonight at roughly 9:12. We're going to start a game of Monopoly Deal. 9:46 is the projected time for Yahtzee, probably with a bedtime around 11:02, because tomorrow actually we have an early start. So there's a little current status update.
F you is the response. Oh, that's very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Tartick of the great state of New York, Buffalo specifically, and Kaitlyn Bristowe of Canadian descent. Okay, guys, come on, look. This is fantastic. It's fantastic. Employing the use of sarcasm there. I looked this up recently because, I love do you, Dave? Oh, no, I don't love sarcasm at all. Sarcasm is not something that's easily practiced by the uninitiated. Aimed at the wrong target, it can be perceived as derogatory. When used inappropriately, it can be hurtful, create conflict, and mock people. Used in the right way, however, sarcasm can spark creative thinking in yourself and others. I think it's okay to mock people sarcastically. I think it's okay if they deserve the mocking. Then it becomes a punch up versus punch down thing. So like Jason Tartick wasn't calling out the person. He was mocking the abyss. Kind of like right here, how I'm sort of like mocking the abyss with all the question marks and this. Like no one knows who this is. People still get very upset about that, but they don't know who it is. So it's like, hey, anyway, so sarcasm requires abstract thinking, which makes it a catalyst for innovation. It challenges the brain because you have to look beyond an explicit statement to interpret the true meaning. Of course, the true meaning of Jason Tartick's sarcasm there is he's trying to say, hey, how absurd of you to wonder where my fiance is. Why the hell do you care? She's going to be in at this time. Like, it challenges the brain because you have to look beyond an explicit statement to interpret the true meaning. Often a sarcastic comment means exactly the opposite of what is said, the way the message is conveyed. So maybe think maybe he's actually using more exaggeration than sarcasm. But either way, okay, I don't need my English literature people coming after me right now, but it's very interesting. So, of course, Kaitlyn actually was shouting out her Father's Day. And by the way, happy belated Father's Day to everyone out there, including my younger brother, Jameson. He's a father. It's his second year of being a father. And I'm a dog father. And on Father's Day, that meant I took my dog. Actually, do we have it for you? Let me see if I can find this while we're here. You guys will like this one. Let me go to Tasha's Instagram account here. 1 second. Go to my wife's Instagram account here. So I'm a dog dad, which again, a lot of people don't like that term. What about real dads? But this was us yesterday. This is Power Recapper Dave Neal. Out of breath.
Happy place.
So there we are, going up a very steep hike with the dog's stroller that he has. He's 14 and a half, and he really doesn't have much use of his legs anymore. But we figure even if he can't walk much, we might as well take him out so we can smell things. Dogs have such a crazy sense of smell. So to them, that's like if you go to a museum and see things. So they really love that. And of course, when we took the dog out of the stroller, we learned that he had defecated in the stroller. Thanks a lot, Boone. So you understand there, mocking the dog. But he tries his best. He's a good boy regardless. And we love him very much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's go back. Here's Kaitlyn Bristowe wishing her father a happy Father's Day. And then look, she even wishes her bonus dad a happy Father's Day, who looks like Kevin Costner, she says. That's there. I'm assuming that means with Jason's parents, unless she actually has a bonus father. But maybe it's her stepdad. I believe that means it's Jason. But either way, it doesn't matter. The point being is it's kind of wild out there. Oh, she says, I will forever cherish my relationship with my father. He's one of the greatest gifts in my life. Not one bad bone in his body, unless you're a bad barista. And then she mentioned that 3 of her best friends have lost their dad and can't imagine how hard today is. To anyone who's lost a dad or has a challenging relationship with their father, protect your heart today. Social media can be triggering. It absolutely can be. So there she is. And I think she had one more statement there, and hanging out for her birthday. Feel like 28. She says, still feel 28, but love being 38. I feel after that hike yesterday, I feel about 78.
With a sweat session, I was like, I need to start my day off with a sweat and a good attitude. And the first person that I thought of was Mr. Worth Campbell. So I took one of his workout classes at TrueMav. It was amazing.
Oh, she did a nice sweat class there. And okay, so just to sort of tie this all together, I'll just say this. I went to Kaitlyn's house a few weeks ago, did her podcast, and thank you everyone for checking that out on Off the Vine. And then Jason showed up during her podcast. And first of all, no one. I got to be careful. You never want to cross any sort of personal boundaries here. But we had a fantastic conversation, Jason, Kaitlyn, and I, in their kitchen before my way out. And they seem like a perfectly happy, healthy couple. You don't need to hear that from me. It sounds weird to even comment on someone else's relationship. Relationships work out or they don't. You know what I mean? Statistically, marriages fail half the time. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Some people value different things in life. Some people, they work till 5 p.m., then they see their husband, and then the husband watches golf all night. Who the hell knows? And then other people like Kaitlyn and Jason are both entrepreneurs. They're business owners. I'm sure they have a fantastic time discussing the ins and outs of each other's business. They're both actively, doing a really good job of growing their business. They're traveling all over, scooping up interviews, doing this and doing that. And, it's less about will the relationship work and more about, is it all right to know? And I understand people say, well, but we care about them. And it's like, look, like I said, let's just do the old bison analogy. Go to Yellowstone. Don't touch the bison. Drive by. Take photos. Talk about it amongst your friends. So he doesn't need to be responding. You don't need to be asking questions, and we can all be happy. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. Anyway, leave a nice sarcastic. I would love a good sarcastic response if you're still listening. Give it to me a good. Oh, and if you want to spend $5 a month, join patreon.com/Dave Neal. And this afternoon, I will have Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast. It's our last week of barrel scraping. We start charity season next Monday. Let's just keep sharing love on that Instagram. Keep commenting. Keep sharing that love. And we'll keep thriving in our nice little community we have here. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye, guys.